You know, there are these moments in time where you can almost feel the world turning a page. Old chapters are closing, and brand new ones, full of who knows what, are just starting to be written. Today, we're going to look at one of those moments, a snapshot of a world that is seriously on the move. So let's jump right in.
And really, this is the question at the very heart of it all. On one hand, we're seeing these long eras in sports and politics come to an end. But at the exact same time, you've got these incredible leaps in technology that are basically redrawing the map of our future. It's a pretty wild contrast when you think about it.
So first up, let's take a moment to reflect on the passing of two figures whose lives were, well, truly historic. Their stories aren't just about them, they really represent the closing of two very different but equally massive chapters in our collective history. On November 3, 2025, the world lost an absolute legend. The French cyclist Charles Coste passed away at the incredible age of 101. I mean, this was a man who was a direct, living link to that post-war era of resilience and triumph.
Just try to wrap your head around the amount of time that represents. Coste won his gold medal back at the 1948 London Olympics. Those were the very first games held after the end of World War II. His life was literally a living bridge, connecting us today all the way back to that moment of global renewal. A century of unbelievable change.
And then, just one day later, another era came to a close. Kim Jong-nam, who was North Korea's former ceremonial head of state, died at 97. His passing really does signify the end of an entire generation of leadership inside one of the most secretive countries on Earth.
His place in history is, well, it's just one of a kind. Get this. His career as a trusted aide lasted almost 7 decades, and he served all 3 supreme leaders of North Korea. He was the constant figure through the entire history of the Kim dynasty. He was basically a living record of that country's entire political journey.
Okay, so as those chapters are closing, new ones are being written at, like, lightning speed. We're going to pivot now from the past to the absolutely explosive innovation that is defining our future as we speak.
$38 billion. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's the kind of figure that tells you something massive is happening, a real tectonic shift in an entire industry. So what's it all for? It's for this, a total blockbuster deal between OpenAI, yep, the folks who made ChatGPT, and the cloud computing beast, Amazon Web Services. Their goal is simple, but wow, is it massive. They want to put OpenAI's AI models onto AWS's global network to scale this tech for the whole world.
Now, here's the really crucial part. For years, OpenAI was exclusively partnered with Microsoft Azure. This new mega deal with AWS shatters that exclusivity. It completely opens up a new, super competitive battleground for the future of artificial intelligence.
In this tech revolution we're talking about, it isn't just happening in the digital world, it's also about what powers everything. In a huge move, India is putting itself right at the center of the clean energy conversation by hosting the International Green Hydrogen Conference this November.
And the goals here are crystal clear. This isn't just another conference, it's a major statement. India is bringing all the key players to one place to show off its progress and really push its mission to become a global hub for green hydrogen. You know, that clean fuel that could power our world with only water as a byproduct, game changer.
But hey, what good is all this incredible, high-level innovation if it doesn't actually reach everybody, right? Well, that's where our next story comes in. It's all about how cutting-edge tech is being used to fix a really old problem, the digital divide.
This is a really big deal. The state of Maharashtra just signed a landmark agreement with Elon Musk's Starlink. This is the very first partnership of its kind in India, and it's all about bringing high-speed internet to people who've been left on the wrong side of that digital divide. So how in the world does this work? Starlink uses something called low Earth orbit, or LEO, satellite tech. Basically, unlike the old clunky satellites way out in space, these guys are orbiting much closer to us. And the result? Way faster speeds and way less lag, which makes it perfect for connecting rural and remote spots. And this is why it's so important. The Digital Maharashtra mission is going to use this tech to plug in communities that have been totally cut off. We're talking about giving them the tools for education, for business, for communication, all the stuff that so many of us just take for granted. This is what digital inclusion actually looks like.
All right, for our final act, let's look at the foundational projects. These are the big strategic building blocks being laid right now that are going to define the world of tomorrow. Everything from ecology and AI to global finance.
1952. That was the year that, in India, the cheetah was officially declared extinct. Just gone. A moment of huge ecological loss for the whole country. And now, this number, 8. This is the number of new cheetahs that are scheduled to arrive from Botswana in December 2025. It's all part of something called Project Cheetah, this incredibly ambitious plan to literally turn back the clock and bring a species back home. It's a powerful symbol of hope, for sure.
And while one project is looking to restore the natural world, another is looking to build a new digital one. The state of Telangana has just launched the Telangana Artificial Intelligence Innovation Hub, or TAIH, and their ambition is just breathtaking. They want to become one of the top 20 AI hubs on the entire planet by 2035.
And lastly, let's talk finance. India's National Infrastructure Bank, NAVBID, is going through a massive evolution. It's rebranding to become the Infrastructure Development Bank, or IDB. But look, this is way more than just a name change. It's a strategic play to join the big leagues of global finance, to sit at the table with giants like the Asian Development Bank.
So, from the end of a life that spanned a century to the birth of global AI hubs and the return of an extinct species, the torch is so clearly being passed from one era to the next. The only real question left is, what are we going to do with it? Where will we run with it now?